Welcome, welcome. We will just wait for some more people to pile in here. All right, filling up fast. Nice to see you all this evening, this morning, depending on where you are at. Just another minute here.
Thanks for having me up as co-host. I'm excited to be up here with you. It's going to be a good little session we have, I reckon.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I'm really excited, everybody. We've got some really cool stuff for you today. And the announcement's going to be pretty big. It may be coming out on one of the biggest crypto news platforms as an article. So hopefully we can make some noise, get some attention today. All right, let me just get the Matrix World account in here really quick, and then we can get started. Let's see. Okay, good group. So we have Frankincense with us. I'm sure you guys have seen him around the Discord, the people in the community. Do you mind introducing yourself to those who don't know you yet?
Yeah, of course. And everyone is welcome to call me Daniel or Dan. That is my real name. But I suppose my background goes into, I'm actually working for Matrix Labs at the moment, kind of helping out with the community and management and writing some blog posts and stuff like that, which, as Carl mentioned, you'll see one later on today, which is very exciting. But I've been into crypto since 2015. I built my first GPU mining rig and I was mining Bitcoin back in the day. I since sold all that and I bought some digital cameras with that stuff and ended up filming weddings and things like that. But my passion overall is crypto and kind of sharing information and education as well. So since then, I've actually started like a little NFT company that talks about education and stuff like that as well. So if you went to the Binance chain, one of the labs we had, I actually did a presentation on that as well. So that's a really quick 30-second intro to me. But yeah, I'm passionate about education and sharing information. So I'm excited for what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, and anybody who didn't see Daniel's presentation at the Binance Bootcamp, definitely check that out. It was a really cool presentation about the process of researching and launching your own NFT project, kind of what goes into that. And if you don't know me, right, you can call me Rehack, you can call me Kyle, either is fine. I am the CMO of Matrix Labs. A lot of you have seen me around the Discord if you're in the community. Similar story to Daniel here. You know, I first found out about Bitcoin back in 2011, right? Almost set up a mining rig then, but thought it wasn't worth the time for a little bit of money. Stupid me. Started trading in 2013 and have been involved in crypto kind of ever since. Now, you know, I love to play around with NFTs. I'm mining Ethereum and just overall trying to be active in the space. So I see some new faces here. So before we get started with some of the updates today, I want to kind of give an overview about Matrix World for anybody who isn't familiar with the project yet. So for those of you who don't know, Matrix World is a multi-chain metaverse. We're really trying to take the next step in the development of the metaverse, increase interoperability, and really improve the experience for the users and the creators by connecting all these fragmented markets and ecosystems. You know, when you have single chain like Sandbox or, Decentraland, CryptoVoxels, it's still a great improvement that we're on the blockchain, that we're able to give people that ownership and that power, but it's quite limiting and you're fragmenting these different ecosystems. So we want to kind of empower the users and creators and just help connect as many people together as possible, give them the best experience possible in the metaverse. Along with that, we want to build something that becomes a platform for immersive applications. So every object in our metaverse is programmable. It's object-oriented programming. You can use this to build, complex applications or just simple interactivity with the objects on your land. So we're trying to build something cool here. We hope it can make it fun for creators, for users, and we also, since we're focused on this experience, we plan to build some tools that make it really easy for people to create and build and code, even if they don't have that kind of development experience. Right now we are in the pre-alpha stage. We're working on a demo. If you haven't checked it out, it's the pinned tweet on the Matrix World Twitter account. Definitely recommend watching that. We're going to have an update on that demo coming soon. But that's a little background on the project. So let's see if anybody has a question for Daniel or I, a question about the project. We can open that up and bring a few people up here to get the space going. And we'll announce the update a little bit later in the space.
Kyle, I might quickly jump in, but can you talk to us a little bit about that demo? How accurate would that be to what we're going to get eventually? That's pretty representative, or is it something a little bit different?
Yeah, excellent question. So that's pretty representative. This is actually in game, in engine, right? Of course, it's still very early, so there are things that are going to change along the way. But we're trying to make it, as true. That's literally what we have, That's what we're working on with this game.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I see a request. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're all good. I was just going to say, I think we see a request, so I'll let you take over.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited. We're planning to release the next video of the demo within probably a week here, I'd like to say. And we've got some new features coming in that version. We're going to announce a partnership that's behind one of those features also when we announce that. So some really cool stuff coming. Yeah, Ultimate, how's it going?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
I just wanted to know, we have another projects like BitCountry, where they are supporting the landowners they have an agreement with few companies or the builders or developers who will assist people with building the anything on top of the land, and they'll support the project. Are we going to plan anything like that where whoever owns the land in Matrix world, I know some people, they must have invested just to they have just made an investment in the land, but they are not the developers, or they don't have the technical know-how to develop something on the land. So are we planning something where we are tying up with some developers, some community, some company which can support these guys in case they want to build up something on Matrix World? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So are you talking about support as in funding or as in resources and helping them out with the development?
Primarily, I'm asking about support related to the resources and development in terms of technical part and financial also. That would be great if there's going to be some financial assistance too.
So these are both things we are definitely open to in the future as the world progresses and as people are able to start building. This is one of the big things we want to leverage with our Chain IDE partnership, right? You can see them. They're actually in the spaces right now. If you're not following Chain IDE, I suggest you check them out. So Chain IDE is a cloud-based, right, and browser-based IDE for blockchain languages and blockchain development.
Yeah.
The whole inspiration behind this project is to help bring more developers into the Web3 space, to help educate them, right, as part of that, bringing them in, and to make it easy and accessible for them to develop. So you can see we have a ton of boot camps with Chain IDE, and we have a big developer ecosystem that we're connected to through Chain IDE. So we really want to leverage that, work together with them, and build a great community for these builders where people can help each other, where we give resources like these free boot camps and these educational guides to help people so they can build. So definitely we will support that in every way we can.
Oh, that's great to hear. And just another question I wanted to ask you: Are we going to build in some kind of tokenomics into the matrix world property, just in case if someone is
Yeah.
interested to lease their property or the land? So you getting it where I'm coming from? In case somebody is interested to start a business, a rental kind of business, you lend your or you lease your plot or your land for x amount of months, years, and you get something in return. How about thinking about that thing coming into the picture in matrix
Yeah.
world and moving the economy, matrix economy?
Yeah. So very, very hot topic, right? We we definitely want to make renting possibility in Matrix World. We want to empower users so they have as many ways as possible to monetize or create on their land.
Yeah, that's great.
Renting would be one of those.
Oh, that's great.
And yeah, and along with that, we are open to the idea of a token. Some people want us to launch a token right now, but that isn't something we would want to do. If we launch a token, we want there to be a use
Utility,
case.
yeah.
We want there to be utility,
Yeah.
right? So we're not just making some speculative pump and dump
Yeah,
coin.
it doesn't make sense at this moment to launch the token, I think.
Yeah.
It's good to have it on the roadmap once you have things working and real utility coming in for the token.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with the token. We're very open to the idea, but that's something we'll explore further and evaluate and consider as we get closer to the launch of the world and we can actually build in some use cases and some tokenomics instead of just having some pump and dump coin.
Yeah, that's right. That's a really nice thought. And Rehak, one more question, the last one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll not take much time. So
it's okay.
So just wanted to know, because I think I asked you in the Discord also, but just to reconfirm, is there going to be a limited supply like the 10K lands? That's it, or you're going to make more going forward?
Excellent questions. Excellent questions. All of them. I think these are very good for the community to know.
Thank you.
So right now there are 10,000 lands available. Many people say, okay, you said there's 10,000 lands, but the collection only shows 1,900.
Yeah.
A 2x2 NFT is one NFT, but it's four lands.
Yeah, that's right.
So for anybody curious about that, that's the reason. Right now, we're very happy with the 10,000 supply.
Okay.
We think it is sufficient for the community, and at this point in time, we have no plans on releasing any more land to the community. We don't have any plans for land sales right now.
Okay.
That said, 10,000 is not a hard cap.
Okay.
So we know the economics of the land supply is a very important and very delicate thing for a metaverse project.
Yes.
If you have too much land, then you're going to have trouble building value.
Yeah.
It's going to
It
dilute
dilutes the value.
value.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, for these landowners. But at the same time, if you don't have enough land, then the metaverse could be a little empty in a way.
Yes.
You might be preventing new users from coming in because they feel like they can't participate.
Yeah, that's right.
So in some ways, if we get into a situation where we feel the low land supply would be holding back the community and preventing more people from joining, then we might consider another sale. But of course, this is something we would discuss with the community. We always want to do what's best for the landowners and everybody who's been supporting us since the start.
Okay.
We would only ever consider adding land if we thought this was something that would bring more value to the project, not suck value out of it.
So at the moment, you think the amount of land that is there, it's sufficient enough to build the ecosystem at the moment?
Yeah, I think this is good, and if this fills up and we're running out of space and we're getting a lot more interest, then that's something we can explore as a community.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So I think the interest of the community will be preserved in that case, because it's going to dilute the value in any case if we expand.
Yeah, so we're being very mindful of this, right?
Yeah.
And we only want to do that if we feel the land supply is holding the world back
Okay.
from getting more people to participate, which would ultimately hold the value down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more thing, I just wanted to know, in case like if we can put something on the web page where we show, like I've seen the web page where you show the flow and the other Dapple Lab and other offices or space that are building in. Can we have a list or somewhere in the display which all new entrants are there in the Matrix World space?
Oh, okay. So like a list for all for like the projects that are building in the
Yeah,
world,
it gives a good
something like
yeah,
that.
it gives good look, and then it obviously helps with the
Okay.
marketing.
Okay. Yeah. That's something we can bring up to the devs and talk about.
Yeah.
The hard part is going to be finding all the little projects building.
Not
There are actually quite a few hidden
yeah,
there. Oh, you're talking about the bigger
yeah,
ones?
the major ones, like
Okay.
the ones that people know about.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's
Good
yeah,
suggestion.
so it's easy. So people like, if a layman has to buy a land in a metaverse project, normally they look at this thing like which all guys are building up or putting up their offices in. So it's kind of marketing strategy and helps the normal retail or community investor to, whoever is invested in Decentraland or Sandbox, they
Yeah.
may would like to have a look at it and see, okay, this thing is coming up big with so many people already booked in. So people chip in and it helps the project.
Yeah, great suggestion. Thank you so much, Ultimate.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And thanks.
Over to you.
Yeah, thanks for the support.
You're welcome.
All right.
Kyle, I'm going to
So-
jump in for a second if that's all right.
Yeah, please, Daniel.
Really quickly in the Discord, I've just put up, if you do have any questions and you don't want to come on stage, please chuck that in the Discord and I'll bring it up here as well. And the other one, I would love to do the next intro if that's all right, because this person has retweeted
Please.
more tweets than anyone else that I know of. It's a big supporter of Matrix World, so Golden, please hit us up with your question.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. It's easy to be big fans of great people, is what I say. So just thank you for having me today.
Face.
I wanted to compliment what Ultimate was saying, because it was kind of on the same notion, which is maybe within our Discord we could kind of have a little spot for what people are planning on building. Kind of like, I would say I'm starting to see familiar places in all kinds of rooms, and I think that us as a community is becoming stronger. Why not help us each support each other, and build out those communities and really try to bring this brand together. To me, I really see, like I said, I would love to know who even within this space is what are they planning on doing, and how can we be involved? And is any way we get a little bit more insight on some of the partners? Last couple of weeks, you've mentioned interesting people. I've seen you mention UFC. I've seen you mentioned Drop XYZ. I've seen a lot of these groups starting to show up and kind of trying to figure out who your real partners are, and how we can be supportive to them as well. Because I think as we build out the brand, we want to make sure that all these people are included the whole way through.
Dude, it's so well said, and I appreciate that sentiment. This announcement today is going to be pretty big, so I'm excited to hear, and we'll dig into that a little bit later on. But I think you're right. We do need that place where we can support each other and encourage and kind of go, how can I give you advice about your plans going forward in the Matrix world? How can I help you out? Because my ideas are going to be totally different to your idea, and I've got my plot and I've got my little idea there. But no, I think you're right. We do need that space where we can support each other. And it's interesting, a lot of metaverses and what they do is their Discord is usually filled full of support about, how do I build this, or what can I build on my land here? So I think we're going to see that kind of happen with our Discord as well, where we're going to see more people talking about what they want to develop, especially as we go on to, the actual production stage of what we're seeing as well. Kyle, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, so brilliant answer there. Exactly right. And actually, that was kind of the plan of the scenes channel, was to have a place where people can kind of talk about their ideas and what they're building. I think what we're seeing now is that it's so early and people aren't able to build in the world yet, that those conversations haven't quite started to happen, right? And I think that's why our Discord can be a little quiet at times, because if you look at these metaverse Discords, they're exactly what you said, Golden. It's all of these creators talking to each other, sharing their creations, talking about what they're building. And we can't do that quite yet, because we're still so early. So I think the community is really going to flourish once we can start building, once the community can start building, and we will definitely keep an open mind to that. We want to make this as friendly as possible for creators and build a nice community here. Now, going on to the next part of that question, you were mentioning partners and some of these people that we've been talking about, which actually goes hand in hand with this, right? I know lately you've seen, like, for instance, we partnered with CyberGals. What some of you may not know, a big reason we partnered with them and gave them some support is because their core team members, a lot of them are actually landowners and really support the project, have really been trying to spread it. So we really want to give back to our community and to help them out in as many ways as possible. Some of these other projects aren't necessarily official partners. For example, you've seen Drops XYZ lately. That's another project that's made by the community, right? A community member is one of the founders of that project. So even though we're not official partners, we still want to help out all of the projects building. That's why anytime a project, makes a tweet saying they bought this land, they're going to build here, if I see it, I love to retweet it. I love to show them that support, because that's what we want to do. We want to build something cool, and we know the community is what that is centered around. So we want to support them. They're the ones. You guys are the ones who are going to really bring life to this world with all of your creations. So anything we can do to support that, we're all in.
Because I think I saw in Rift's website, he was talking about some of the people that are involved in there, and I witnessed the name Alvin in there as well, who seems to be I'm a big fan of his as well. I've heard him speak many times, and if anybody doesn't know, he's one of the main people behind Matrix as well. Definitely worth a follow, and definitely worth looking him up on YouTube. I'm just trying to connect some of the dots, and like I said, I'm also just giving compliments of what a great community this has been so far. I met some really nice people this week, like Claymore I see up there, like Nate Flo I've seen in the crowd as well, and just like all these people have such good information out there. It's so nice to be supportive of each other, and like I said, if there's anything I can do to help out, I'm here to help.
Love it. Thank you. You always come to the spaces. I always see your support. You comment and retweet everything. So love it. Thank you, man. So
now, Kyle, for anyone joining right now, they haven't missed the announcement, have they?
No, the announcement is coming up. So thank you. Oh, the space is filling up. If you haven't, go ahead and give the room a retweet. We would love that. Let's make some noise for this announcement. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
And
you hinted that it's going to be it's going to be announced on a website. Can we have a little bit of more of a clue about what website it might be listed on? I know I'm probably pulling more out of you than I should, but
so you guys might have heard of this little website. I think their Twitter has like 1.6 million followers. Little site called Cointelegraph. So look out on Cointelegraph. The announcement should be coming out on there shortly after the spaces today. So hopefully that gets us a little bit of attention and we make some noise with that one. Really excited for that. And Claymore, I see you up here. Don't worry, I'm going to get to you. But I wanted to take a moment to talk about, Daniel joining the team recently and kind of what's involved in that. So Daniel and I are working together, of course, with Ali, and we're really focused on building out this community. Daniel's going to be helping us with writing some of these articles, hosting Twitter Spaces. Twitter Spaces are going to be a regular thing now going forward for the community, right? So together we're really trying to put a lot of energy into the community, bring some articles, bring regular Twitter Spaces, bring more activities and contests to the Discord going forward. All right, Claymore, waiting patiently.
Hey, what's up, Kyle? How are you? You're one
Always
of my
good to see you.
Of course. I just wanted to swing by real quick. It's the beginning of the new era of the Sixers with James Harden, so I'm like half watching the game, but I never miss Matrix World stuff. It's just so dope. So I have like a couple questions from stuff I heard. One on the idea of like renting land, like that could be kind of cool, right? Because in the real world, people rent. You can break bigger lands down into smaller units, and you can have like temporary pop-up shops for like smaller seasonal projects and stuff. So that would be cool. And then like a second thing is the idea of like the land and the amount. And part of it is like, listen, until it gets crowded, like that's what happens in real cities, right? Like when they get crowded, then you have suburbs, right? And then it's like it's cooler to own a plot of land in Manhattan than it is in like, across the river in New Jersey, because that's the original place, So I think the OG lands are going to be more valuable. And then, once there's sprawl, and this becomes more popular. And I think there's going to be good and bad neighborhoods. Like, can we choose our neighbors?
Oh, that's great. I love that. I mean, I don't know. Just like real life, not really, right? You can pick your neighborhood you buy in, I guess.
See, that's like because so say a big name like company XYZ that I really love, if they have a plot of land in one part of the map, like plots that touch their plot might be more valuable to somebody, right? In a non-fungible way, right? Like it's just like value, it's not price.
Yeah, definitely. So that's one thing. I get this question a lot, so thanks for bringing that up. People ask, what determines the value of a land? Why do some lands sell for more than others? And right now it's largely speculative, but just like actual real estate, I think a lot of the value will be based on location. So, we saw when Fanta Bear came in with that 10 by 10, the price of the plots surrounding that, they're way higher than the standard price of a plot because some people want to be close to that project. It's just like we saw in Sandbox when Snoop Dogg, right, announced that he's buying land. The plots around it started going for crazy prices. So I think we'll see the same thing. And as you said with renting, this can bring up some really cool opportunities. We want to make renting possible because maybe you're not a developer. Maybe you want something more passive, but you want to monetize your land. Okay, well, you've got a great location next to one of the public facilities. Yeah, you can start renting it out for pop-up shops or other things like that. That would be really cool. We'd love to, allow people to do something like that.
Of course, like even in like, real estate, like monster stores, like really big names don't own the land. They're like really popular bars and restaurants don't own the land. They're like usually renting, and they're, they make money when they can. And then I guess when the project or the bar goes out of business, it reverts back and the other people have to rent it again.
Yeah, of course. All right, man. Love seeing you here today. Thank you so much for joining us, all the support.
Of course, my pleasure. Yeah. I'll be quiet now. Please have somebody else come up.
No worries. So anybody, if you've got any questions, if you'd like to say something, feel free to raise your hand. We can bring you up. Anybody just joining us, you haven't missed the announcement yet. We just want to have some fun before that happens. Oh, and we have our partners, our friends over at Emerald City, Emerald DAO on Flow. If you haven't checked them out, please go check them out. Jacob is doing some awesome things and the team over there. So they're making something called the Float, Float. It's a POAP on Flow. Now, it's not live yet, but it should be coming live within the next few weeks. And we thought having our first Twitter space was something special. So we want to make a float. We just can't make it yet. Anybody who's here, oh my gosh, this is going to be terrible for me. Okay, anybody who's here, if you want to get one of those floats, you can give me a follow. Send me a message to my DMs, rehack.eth, and just say, I was here. Okay, so give me a follow, send me a message. I was here. You can leave your Blockdo address. And once floats are live, we'll work on getting all of you guys, anyone who sends a message, a float to commemorate this first Matrix World space we're having. First of many.
Oh, we've just got a couple of questions in the Discord, so I might jump in now.
Yeah, please take it away.
I'll throw a couple of questions out there, and then you can answer them as well. So the first question was, and I'll list them all really quickly. Is there going to be an updated roadmap? And then does it matter whether we purchase on Ethereum or Flow, as far as it goes here for interoperability, and how do they work?
Yeah. So as far as a roadmap, I know you guys are looking for a new one. In the short term, full focus is on these demos, building out the features. Like I was saying a little earlier, we should have a new peek at the demo coming out within the next week. Really cool new feature. I can't wait to show you guys, and a partnership along with that feature. As far as the big picture, we're kind of sticking to the long-term roadmap you can find on the website right now. This is kind of a building phase, right? We're just working on the features, doing a lot of back-end work. That's why it's been a little quiet as far as video updates for the demo. Just getting that alpha built out. That's full focus right now. Along with that, building some partnerships and doing some things like that behind the scenes. So we'll look into getting another short-term roadmap out soon, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Finding partnerships and just, chugging away, working on that demo, on that alpha. So yeah, again, about within a week here, you should see a little update on that. Second part, Flow and Ethereum. Same thing. Doesn't make a difference in the world. You can still connect to Ethereum smart contracts on Flowland, vice versa. The only thing is kind of related to what Claymore said. It'll just kind of dictate your neighborhood a little bit. Most of the Flow projects tend to be buying Flowland. So if you want to be near the Flow projects, if that's something that interests you, then you might want to get Flowland just for the location. The location is really the only difference here. All right.
And on the back of that, for those who don't know, the Team Matrix Labs that are behind this, they've actually got an extensive background in building games on multiple chains. So if you read the white paper for Matrix World, it actually goes into detail about the paper they've written and about why they're creating this project as well. So I'm only talking about it now in a very short segment, but this is a part of why I'm passionate about this project as well, is because the team has this history there. The team were rubbing shoulder with Dapper Labs in 2017, the creators of CryptoKitties. So the team already has this great establishment. So my advice for you today, if you're first time listening or if you've been listening 100 times, if you haven't read the white paper, please do. And the other thing that I'm going off the back of this in the Discord, Kyle, some people are having trouble sending you a DM. So do we want to do something in the Discord?
Send it. You might have to follow me to send me a DM on Twitter. Let's try to keep it on Twitter. Otherwise, if I make it in Discord, then people who aren't here are going to try and hop in. So you might have to follow me, but give me a follow on Twitter. Send me a DM on Twitter. Just say I was here. Include your Blockdo wallet address if you've got one. And I'll get that to you guys after. I'll take some screenshots as well, so I know I don't have any cheaters here.
Yeah, it looks like someone's still having issues sending a DM. So if you are, there's a couple that are following that can't send you a DM. So Whether we think about commenting on a post that we've released or something like that.
Wow, that's okay. Let me go on the Discord real quick, see what's going on. So I'll take some screenshots. What's a Blockdo address? Blockdo is a Flow wallet.
Rehack, how about opening a channel in Discord where whoever participated can send you their details in there, in the Matrix world itself?
Yeah, I suppose so. We're gonna get some extras, getting some freebies here. All right, we'll get a channel open in the Discord. We'll get a channel open in the Discord. I didn't think my DMs were closed. I get people DMing me all the time. So sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, if you have the screenshot of people participating
for now,
in the space right now, and then just opening a channel and people sending their address there, that will be great. I think otherwise you will have lots of DMs.
Yeah. All right, you can go ahead. Take a screenshot of yourself in the space.
Sure.
Drop it in the Discord. Okay, so if you can't DM me, just take a screenshot of yourself in the space and drop it in the Discord, and we'll put you on the list for a float. All right. So, don't worry, no one's missed the announcement yet. If you're just joining, that's coming up soon here. But before we get into that, Daniel, I have some questions for you actually. So you're a new addition to the team, but when you joined the community, you caught my eye right away. You were very active, very supportive. I loved what you did advertising Matrix World in Decentraland. that was just brilliant. Can you share a little bit of what caught your attention about Matrix World? What made you so interested in the project?
Yeah, it was a bit cheeky of me posting advertisements on giant billboards in Decentraland about Matrix World, but here we are today, and I'm happy to support the team, that's for sure. I think like a lot of people, when you first go on the website, that animation that's at the start, and it's got people asking a lot of questions about the names that you see on there. And then you scroll down on the website and you can kind of see that there's some, collaborations with some great names already. So if you haven't been on the website, and I'm on there right now in front of me, but it's like Chain ID, Flow, Hashkey, OpenSea, like there's names that just straight away caught my attention. And I think that's the thing when people look at the project, they kind of want to know who is already talking with Matrix World. And so straight away that got my attention. I'm like, brilliant, let's go on the Discord and see what it's like. And I saw Rehack Kyle posting away and kind of chatting to everyone, answering questions. And I asked some novice questions and Kyle responded to me graciously as well, which was great. And now I'm here giving that back. And I know what it's like to be that first time in a Discord when you ask a question about a project that's, still in its building phases. And you're worried you might get a response that's, a bit harsh or straight to the point or whatever. But I'm here to answer all those questions and take my time to explain things to you. So I hope I've helped you out in the Discord one way or another, because I know what it's like to be on the other end of that as well. But I saw the collaborations, and I mentioned this before. The next thing I do is I look at the white paper, because I'm like, okay, this is great. A lot of NFT projects these days, and I'll try not to ramble on too much, don't actually have white papers or don't have a one page or anything like that. But when you look at the Matrix World document, the white paper is 23 pages long. So straight away I searched for the word team and kind of looked through all the details there. And then the history about the team came out, and what they've been doing and what they've been working on and how they met together is all very exciting stuff. And it goes into great detail about how each plot will have its own computational power. And the amount of detail that goes there into that stuff gave me a lot of confidence about the project and how it has this great potential. And I think about being in other metaverses. I've owned other metaverses as well. You constantly have to leave to actually go to do something. So if I wanted to have a art gallery that's on different blockchains, you would have to leave and come and go and kind of go to different, metaverses or different places as well. But Matrix World aim is to make it so it's as accessible as possible. And I know Cole before has mentioned that. With on Flow and Ethereum, there's not ruling out that we have other blockchains that work in amongst Matrix World as well. So I think it's the future, and it's actually interesting because Vitalik actually mentioned this on one of his YouTube videos recently, saying having a multi-chain ecosystem is actually going to be a thing of the future. So I heard that the other day, and it brought me great joy that we're all in a project that is part of the future. So very exciting stuff. That's probably my 2-minute conversation about why I'm excited about Matrix World. But the main thing is I'm here to help you out and give back. So if you have questions, I don't mind getting tagged at 2 a.m. I'll reply when I can. Maybe I shouldn't say that on a Twitter space, but please just ask the questions away and I'll be happy to help out. That's a little rundown.
Love it. Happy to have you on board here. All right. So who's ready for that announcement? I think we should let's get some like hundreds, some hearts, get some energy in here. Retweet the room. Okay. Let's get as many people in here as we can for this announcement. So, it'd be kind of cool if we told you about like a new partner or maybe a couple new partners. But I don't think that's big enough. What if we said it was 10 new partners? What if we said it was actually 17 partners to announce? So, huge announcement today. We are so excited to share this with you. We have closed our angel round of funding. Matrix World raised $5.5 million at a $50 million valuation. We had 17 people participate in this round. So let me name some of those guys for you. So we have Test Ventures, Everest Ventures Group, Com2Us, Y2Z, Dapper Labs, Animoca Brands, Sky9 Capital, 7X, Bonfire Ventures, Match A, Second Live, Hash Global, Panoni, Bambushi, Lucid Blue. Huge list. I may have missed one or two here. ArcStream. Can't forget ArcStream, right? So many businesses that are coming into this and supporting us and sharing their resources with us. We can't wait to use this to help grow the project, to continue to develop, to expand our team. So this is really big news. It's going to be a game changer for the project, and we will be announcing this on Cointelegraph. There will be a full article with all of the details about the about the investors. But let's open it up. We can go over some of these investors together. We can take some questions about the announcement. So let me start by announcing the lead investors and introducing them. The lead investors for this round, $5.5 million at a $50 million valuation, are Test Ventures, Everest Ventures Group, Com2Us, and Y2Z Ventures. Test Ventures was founded by Tess Howe, an investor and advisor in high-performing startups in Web3, NFTs, Metaverse, GameFi, DeFi. Some of her investments include things like Animoca Brands, Parallel Life, Salad, D Horizon, Metaverse AI. And she was actually featured in Thrive Global's list of top women to watch. So really exciting to have her coming on board, to have her showing her support and sharing her resources with us. We also have Everest Ventures Group. Okay, they're a venture studio focusing on incubation and investment of Web3 ventures. They've incubated some projects like Kiki Trade, Aspen Digital, Vibra Africa, Block Tempo, LiveArtX, and they've invested in more than 30 blockchain projects, including Animoca Brands, Dapper Labs, Flow, Kraken, Upbit, The Sandbox, Immutable, Fantabear, right? Now Matrix World. So a good family to be a part of there. We also have Com2Us. They were established in 1998 as the first mobile gaming company in South Korea. Okay, and they're making a leap as a new content and platform company, incorporating blockchain and metaverse with their gaming experience. They've had a lot of hit IPs in the mobile gaming genre, like Summoner's War, Baseball Superstars, MLB 9 Innings. And they're continuing to build on that by investing in a lot of Web3 brands and building up the Web3 gaming side of things. So awesome to have their support as well. Last but definitely not least, we've got Y2Z Ventures. And they're focused on supporting young people and startups that are building, metaverse infrastructure and metaverse content. So their portfolio includes some companies such as, our partners White Matrix, Tap Fantasy, RSS3, Mask Network, Blockto, Ovo, and a lot more. So let's open it up now for some questions. I see NFT Hunter. You've been waiting?
Hey, can you hear me well?
Yeah, just fine.
Okay, great. Yeah, congrats on the seed round, I guess, as well as the a good evaluation. Yeah, congrats again.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very interested about the team behind Matrix World. Like, how many people are there? Like, how many people are like software engineers? How many people work on crypto technology, as well as where they're located? Yeah, could you tell me more about it? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So the Matrix Labs team is now over 50 members worldwide. We are spread out, so we have members in Canada, we have members in Australia, like Daniel, in China, in Singapore. So kind of spread out, right? We've got a lot of people working remote, but yeah, over 50 people now, and more than half of them are developers. So we're very developer heavy as far as our employees are concerned.
Okay, great. Thank you. The second one, also my last question, is going to be interesting and also maybe a hard one. So compared to Sandbox, right, what do you think are the three things that Matrix World is doing better than?
Got this. So first one, definitely multi-chain, right? Multi-chain is just game changer, in my opinion. So we have multi-chain going for us, and we're going to continue to expand with multi-chain. Flow in Ethereum is not the end. We're going to keep bringing in new networks, new ecosystems, which will actually give us access to so many different vibrant communities and ecosystems that we can really build something cool, and we can really make it something that's good for the users and the creators, right? So multi-chain, I would say, is the number one and the biggest differentiator. Two, I've got to say, man, Flow. The Flow community is amazing, and Dapper Labs is showing us a lot of support. They were one of the investors in this round, so we have to thank them again for that support. But I think people are kind of sleeping on Flow right now. Dapper Labs is partnered with NBA Top Shot, the largest DApp in the world, the number one DApp in the world, right? NBA Top Shot. Now they have UFC Strike. They've got the NFL. They've got La Liga. When all of those sporting brands decide they want to build in the metaverse, we are the only metaverse that can natively support them. So that gives us a big opportunity to be the metaverse for sports, in my opinion. If we get all of these partners that we are connected to through Flow to come in our world and build a headquarters here, right? So I think Flow and the sport network around Flow, I think that's another big strength here. Third one, I would say land supply. Sandbox has like a pretty crazy amount of land, so not as much scarcity there. And it's also kind of a different style of metaverse. It's more gaming focused than being like kind of socially focused. But yeah, great question. Thanks for coming up.
All right, thank you.
Add to that. I'll add to that as well. I think the design and kind of I've totally forgotten, the poly style that we're going for as well is actually a lot more adaptable as well for designers and people creating 3D elements. So I think that aspect of it, I love the way that it's kind of caught my eye, the way we're designing things in Matrix World as well. So it's a big standout for me.
Yeah, you convinced me to buy a Flowland after this.
Yo, I love it. Let's get some hearts, some hundreds for that, for NFT Hunter.
All right, thank you.
Awesome, thank you, man. Yeah, so really, really excited. 17 new companies, well, 16 new ones that we can connect with, use to grow our network, right? And use to build the project. So, who's next? Who's got a question? All right, Ultimate.
All right, I just want to know, do we have some land in reserve with Matrix World in case there are more companies flowing into the Matrix World to build their own office space or there's something exciting, or do they need to buy it from the secondary market?
So that's why we have these public 10 by 10s, right? These are very, very exclusive. Right now, there are only 20 of them in the world, and they are the biggest plots out there. So we reserved a lot of those for the biggest and best partners out there, so we can attract them and give them a place to build something really cool. For some of the smaller partners, then they likely have to get land on the secondary marketplace. But we definitely have a lot of land reserved for those big names that want to come in and join us.
How about Disney coming in?
Let me know. Set up the meeting.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that would, wouldn't it? Yeah, thank you. Good question.
Golden was actually queued up to jump in again.
Yeah, I saw that. He came back up. Golden, what do you got? Hello, you there? Uh-oh, did I get rugged? Can anybody hear me? Daniel, can you hear me?
You're all good. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Whether Golden's having some mic issues there, but really quickly while we're waiting for Golden, if you can talk, start talking, and I'll stop talking straight away so you can jump in. Now, I reckon Golden's reconnecting now. But I went a little bit deeper on some of these investors as well. And Cole, you mentioned some things that they've done before, but it's like companies like come to us, they have experience. They made an NBA game, an MLB game on iOS and Android. Everest Ventures, they're basically a team of, some of the wealthiest people and smartest people that we've ever heard of. And one of the investors behind Everest Company is actually the Fortune magazine owner. So there's huge people behind these investments as well. Dapper Labs, we talked about, the infamous CryptoKitties and Crater of Flow. Y2Z, I love their little quote, "It's in Metaverse we build," which is really cool. So I just think there's a lot of excitement behind here, and the connections that Matrix World is getting from this is amazing. And I can see Golden's requested again, so let's give him access and get you back up.
Yeah, but I love that you said that just before Golden hops in. I want everybody to understand how important and how significant that is when you connect with 17 different companies like this. These 17 companies are now all behind Matrix World, and they're sharing their resources, they're sharing their knowledge, they're sharing their connections with us. They say, hey, you've got an article, you've got an announcement, let us know. We'll give it to our media sources. We'll share it. We'll push it for you. Hey, you need some advice, you need some help building, we've got you. Hey, you want to connect with this, other partner that we're invested in, this other project we're invested in, we'll set up the meeting. So this expands our network so much and gives us so much support for this project. It's absolutely crazy. This is definitely going to be a game changer. All right, Golden, I see you're back.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had a little mic trouble. It was kind of, so it sounds like to me like these people are more than just angel investors, but they're actually planning on building some projects out there. Is there a small roadmap that you can tell us? I know you mentioned in the past that, Dapper Labs is potentially building their headquarters on site. Is there anybody else that you could give us little hints to of maybe something else that may be happening with some of these awesome new partners? And once again, congratulations. Animoca is absolutely, it makes me smile from ear to ear. It's great. Just throwing it out there and just asking, is there any other, platforms that are actually planning on building, and are you allowed to share any of that with us?
So, good question. Still a lot to work out with all of these partners. I hope you guys can understand the chaos that goes along with trying to make a 17 company, partnership and round happen, right? So much communication, so much back and forth. So that's why this took a little while to get this announcement out to you. As far as building, that's something, we've got to sit down and have all of these conversations with these different companies to see if they're interested in building a headquarters or something like that in the metaverse. So far, our conversations have been focused on, what resources and what help they can provide the project to help it flourish and thrive. So that's kind of been the focus so far, asking us and introducing themselves and saying, okay, what can we do for you? These are the companies, we can introduce you to. These are some media outlets we have connections to kind of help you get some more press. That's the focus so far.
Thanks. That sounds great. Like I said, congratulations on your success. This sounds awesome so far. It sounds like you guys have been grinding away out there. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Golden. Thanks for the support as always. All right, I say, is it Reart Claymore?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah. How's it going?
First of all, congratulations, guys, for your on your seed round. Actually, I have a question about Matrix World land. Actually, what would be there for the landholders out of the box in Matrix World? Like in the sandbox, they got staking and they can earn sand token. And in Matrix World, I want to know that there is any utility token we could earn.
So yeah, that's something we touched on a little earlier. We are definitely open to having a token in the future, but we don't want to go down that path or explore that at this time because we want to make sure there's utility for the token, a use case for a token if we launch one, right? We wouldn't want to launch a token that has no use, so it's just speculative, a pump and dump coin. So definitely something that's on the radar, something we're going to really consider and look into, but that would be at a time when we can give some use cases to that token, when there's actually a need for it. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled, as we get closer to launch on more updates kind of related to that.
Yeah, I have one more question. What if a small investor wants to get a land, not only the big investor, if a really small investor, I say, can a beginner get a land in the Matrix World?
Yeah, you just have to go through the secondary market for that. So you'd have to go on like OpenSea or Blocktobe or Rarible for the smaller investors, right? As far as lands directly from Matrix World, like these 10 by 10s, those are just kind of reserved for really big names, big partners, because we want to ensure those end up in the hands of someone who's going to build something that's really cool, that's really amazing, and that adds a lot of value to the metaverse. We don't want it to go to some speculative investment group that's just going to leave it blank, or some project that's not really going to do much with it.
Kyle, can I say something? You know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
It's like a co-op board, right? If you try to rent or you try to buy a cooperative in like New York City or other places, right? You can have all the money in the world, right? But you have to go to the interview, and the people, they do like background checks. They want to see who you are, right? Like they want to meet you and see if they vibe with you. And co-op boards could like not accept you even if you have the money. So just because you have enough money to buy this land doesn't mean that you should own the land. It might not be the best thing for the community just to have the richest person to have the land.
Yeah, exactly. We need the community. We need the, the projects, the cool things built, in the world. And that's a problem some other metaverses are having right now is, it's just a bunch of speculators buying the land. So the world's kind of empty. So we want to make sure, these 10 by 10s get put to good use and they can really help bring some life to the world. Yeah.
How many of the 10 by 10s does the team have reserved?
So in total,
I'm sorry
in
if
the
this is an
whole,
inappropriate question.
no,
I don't want to
that's okay. So in total, there are 20 in Matrix World. We still have a good amount of them left for investors, right? And for projects, I should say, not investors, for projects that want to partner with us that are big. We haven't announced all of the 10 by 10s that have been allocated yet.
Oh, so some have. So you have names you're not telling us. I like this, Kyle.
Yeah. We want to work out some details and make sure everything is set to go. So
will there be a high school? Because I'm a big Flunks guy, even though it hasn't minted yet. I love Budsy. I love Irvin,
that's
right?
a cool project.
Like, I think that would be a cool place for a high school. I don't know if that's on their mind, but maybe I'll put a bug in their ear next time I talk to them.
Right on. And everybody, you might want to check out Cointelegraph because our article just dropped. It's live.
Oh baby, let me find it. I love tweeting things.
All right. So hey, guys, I'm gonna be distracted for a second. I gotta tweet this out.
We got to get a retweet like storm going on this post.
Yeah. Everybody, you've got to raid this tweet. Let the world know Matrix World is here. We're not playing around, right? All right. So give me a second. Let me tweet this out. And we really wanted to make this something big. So that's why we reached out to Cointelegraph.
Hey, while Carl's doing this,
yeah.
Oh, you've just tweeted it out, so I'm gonna stop talking because we all need to get access to our Twitter to go wild on this one.
Okay, hold on. It didn't do the embed. Let me retweet that. It didn't embed it. No, you go ahead. You go ahead. I'll keep working.
While Carl's doing that one there. Hey, I'm curious, can we get a little react? Can I get a heart react or a clap react for anyone that actually has land or is like a owner if they want to share that? Like, can we get some reacts going on that side of things? I'm just curious to what we see here. Got a couple there. So this feels on here that are already actively involved. And this is great news for Matrix World 17, massive partnership as well. Carl, how are we doing with that tweet?
Fighting the internet right now, but working on it.
Can I give you some good news that Alan from Dapper retweeted something I just tweeted about how Dapper was part of the 17 investors. So Dapper is very happy with Matrix.
Nice. That's what we want.
Some hearts for that. They've been giving some amazing support to us from the very beginning.
Yeah, no, Dapper's cool, man. Like Alan's cool. Jane is very cool. I mean, she does the sports stuff, right? So she maybe isn't involved with you guys as much. Although you never know, right? Like maybe there'll eventually be an NBA Top Shot game that has to be played in the Matrix world, hopefully.
That would be amazing. Sorry, still distracted here. My internet is just not cooperating right now. It looks like the embed showed up. There we go. Yeah, it's out. Good. Sorry, go ahead there, Claymore.
Oh, I was gonna ask, in terms of wallets and stuff. So obviously Dapper, like I love Dapper very much, but it's a double-edged sword because in one way, like your money is obviously in USD, and it's obviously Dapper balance, but we all know what it is. So it's not really like Flow, even though you can like buy stuff from them in Flow, but you can't buy like person to person in Flow. So like, is there ever a chance when Matrix World becomes so mainstream that it goes on Dapper? I guess it probably would have to coincide with Dapper being, because Dapper is like ETH friendly too. Like you can load up Dapper balance with ETH, right? So, and I know that Matrix World is both ETH and Flow, so it'd be cool if you were in that wallet. It would be very nice. It makes a lot of sense in my mind.
That's actually something we are exploring behind the scenes.
See, I love it. You just gotta ask the questions, and Kyle's so friendly with the alpha. I love it.
Yeah, that's something we are looking into, is getting some support for Dapper. So love it. You're always ahead of the game. All right, everybody, you gotta retweet this. If you haven't, make sure everybody knows about it. Cointelegraph better be tweeting this. We got 1.6 million followers there. So again, thank you guys so much. If anybody came in recently, if you want a flow version of a POAP, take a screenshot of yourself in this space and throw it in the Discord. You can tag me if you want. We'll try to get you a float once those go on to mainnet. So Daniel, I've got a question for you.
So
you touched on some of the investors, right?
Mm-hmm.
17, again, for anybody who's just coming into the room, 17 new investors, 5.5 million raised on a 50 million valuation.
Mm-hmm.
What caught your eye? Did any investors or anybody specifically, really catch your interest?
I've mentioned it before, but it's the Everest Group, Everest Ventures Group. Now, you need to go on their website and actually look at the people that are actually behind that and what they've invested in previously and their expertises. So it goes from everything from their expertise being in Alibaba to Uber. Like there's history there that they've got, and their investors are more impressive than that as well. So we've got people like New Hope Group, which is the number one conglomerate in Sichuan. We've got the owner of the Fortune magazine that I talked about before, father of red chip stocks. Like the names that are actually behind this investment firm is just insane. So that caught my eye straight away. But Come To Us as well is another really, really good one. If you go on the website, you can tell that they're a gaming focused company as well. So I love that. And I just think you talked about it before. I talked about it before. The connections that you get from this is going to actually, shoot Matrix World forward. And really help us out in the future. So I am pumped. And I think the thing is, individually, you need to go through. There's links on the document to go through and look at all the people, look at their background and what they're doing. So please jump in and actually go in yourself and have a look around, because I think you'll be impressed and excited as well by the connections that we're making.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that. So, anybody else got any questions, comments about the project, about the press release and the announcement? Go ahead and raise your hand. We'll get you up here to speak.
Do you think you could put in the Discord just some more information about each one of these people and what they're doing? Maybe just their Twitter handles, or just even what brands they represent. That way, we can do a little bit more research on them as well.
Yeah. So I just posted the Cointelegraph release in the Discord. If you go into that release, it should have a link for each one of those investors. So you can see all of the details, who participated in the round, and you can check out their website and get some more info on them.
It seems like the hyperlinks might not be working, so I'll see if I can post something in from the document that we wrote up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we might have to look into that. But
All right, we'll look into that. Sorry if the link's not working right now. I thought it was just on my end. All right,
We
yeah,
are
we'll
gonna.
look into that. We are going to post this on our own blog as well after this space wraps up. So if the Cointelegraph link is not working, not sure what's happening there, then we will get this out on our blog just after we wrap up this space. And you can check it out there. Yeah, I thought that was just my internet because I have to use a VPN to connect. So sometimes it doesn't quite.
I saw it on the Matrix. It's on the Matrix side, so I retweeted it from there. So I saw it.
Yeah, I just can't get it to load when I try to open the link. Maybe it's because it just got posted. We'll get this sorted out. It is coming. You can see. So
yeah,
no worries there.
For me, I just tweeted it again. The link.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll look in there. We'll look into that for anybody having trouble accessing that. But we will also get it out on the Matrix World Medium just after this space wraps up. And in that article, it will list all of the investors, and you will be able to get a link to each of their websites so you can do some research, kind of see who they're involved with, what they've been doing, what their team is like. All right. Anybody else? Any questions? Anything you want to say? Looking like we've kind of got them all here. Daniel, anything you would like to say before we start to wrap this up here?
No, but I do have a question that's going to throw one straight at you. But what do you want from the community right now? You're the CMO. You're the guy that's kind of putting all the hard hours, and I've seen you work. I mean, I was chatting to you the other day, and you're like, you don't have a day off. Like, how is that a thing? But back on the topic, what do you want from the community right now? What do we need to do for you?
I love that. So what I want to see from the community is really, I would just love for everybody to kind of connect a little bit more, make some friends, show each other some support. You know, the Discord can be a bit quiet at times. You know, just I'd love for people to start making some friends, connecting, helping each other out, and to see the community kind of flourish and connect with each other. You know, this isn't another PFP project. This is a big project. It's going to take time to build. You know, a lot of these people you're meeting now that are in the space early are probably going to be around the community for a while. Someone you're going to know for maybe years to come. So get to know each other. Try to be a little patient. Understand that what we're doing takes time, but we are working very hard behind the scenes to make this happen. So maybe less when token, when airdrop, and a little more, hey, how was your weekend? You know, getting to know each other. I'd love to see that.
Hey Kyle, can I give you and Daniel a shout out here and the whole team? So like busy hands don't speak a lot, right? So like listen, like sometimes the Discord's quiet and that's cool. Like if somebody has enough time to chop it up in Discord all the time, they're not building, right? They're not doing real smart people stuff. So if you don't feel that the Discord is popping, that's okay. Like we can make it popping. Like that's the job of the community to do that and let the busy hands stay busy, right? And let them work, and then we build a community around it.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Rehek just want to suggest if we can have a profile page on the Discord where the members can share a bit of detail bio about themselves, so that in case anyone in the community who wants to interact and make friends with, it's easy for them to understand who the other person is on the other side, because because of lots of spam and other things happening, people are normally not interested in getting one-on-one with each other in the communities. So
absolutely, yeah, good idea. We can make that happen. And anybody in the community, if you have suggestions, please any ideas that you have for the community, anything you would love to see, whether it's, some games in the Discord or a channel like this where you can introduce yourself, please bring it to the team. We're very open to these suggestions. We're trying to build a community for you guys. I can sit and, answer questions in the Discord when I have my time, but that's, I don't want to make it just like a big Q&A, like a big support group, where you're just asking me questions about problems. I want to see a community form here where we're getting to know each other. You're asking each other, hey, how was your day? So that's what I would love to see form, and although the Discord does seem quiet, I don't know if you've ever been to some of the channels like the Korean channel or the Japanese channel. A lot of activity there. Love it. So thanks for all the support to those communities. We just want to get that to spread to the rest of the Discord and really build this community, build some connections with each other. So I think that is all we have for today. Thank you guys.
Excuse me. Actually,
Yeah.
I have a question.
All right, last question here. Last question. Let's go.
Okay, I had the question like if in the secondary market the scarcity of lands gets high, so in the future the matrix will be bringing more lands on the sale.
So, good question. We touched on this a little bit earlier. We're happy with the supply right now. We think the supply right now is sufficient, but in the future, if the supply, because we have a low supply right now compared to other metaverses, if the supply is holding back the project in the future, then we will discuss with the community and consider releasing more lands if we think it will bring value to Matrix World by bringing more users and more projects in. But for the time being, we're very happy with the 10,000 supply, and we don't have any current plans for a sale right now.
Carl, you might not like me, but I've got another question if we can. Just one last question.
Yeah, of course.
Sweet. There was a question in the Discord and it said, if we know, what will be the next network to work with on the multi-chain aspect?
Oh, yeah. I actually saw that one as well. So, not 100% sure on that. I'll have to talk with the devs there. I think the focus right now first is building out that back end, working on that alpha, working on that demo, and getting that pieced together. And once we've got the base there, it'll be easy to start bringing more networks into that base. So I don't think it's the primary focus at the current time. We really want to get that alpha and that demo out. But once those are out, then that's something we can start to talk about, and it'll be very easy to just incorporate more chains into the system that our wonderful devs have built for us. All right, everybody. So we recorded this in case you came late. Don't worry, I will make that available in the Discord. I want to thank all of you for the support you've shown us since the launch of this project. I want to thank all of you for coming here today, and I hope you're really happy to hear this announcement. This is really big, having 17 companies invest in us, sharing their resources with us, giving us the capital to expand and really push the development of the project. I think it's really a game changer here. So happy to have you guys all on board, and look forward to talking to you guys in the next Twitter space. Hope you guys all have a good evening or a good morning.